All right, so this tutorial is about how to do sections in your text, page 69 through, I want to say 77. Go ahead and read through that. Actually, through 79. So 69 through 79. Go ahead and read through those pages and go over what a section is before you even start it. Essentially, what you're going to find out through this is that a section reveals a lot of the information that you can't really see unless you cut the building open. Kind of like this bell pepper right here. You can't really see what's going on inside and get a full understanding of your building without actually cutting it open. And we're not going to physically going to cut a building open after it's done. This is just so we can get the builders a representation through pictures that we've drawn on how to build it. Like this is a 2x4, 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 and that's probably some sort of plywood. And these are other wood materials, and to make this window frame, this connection between the framing of the window and the wall, as well as the connection from the roof rafter to the wall as well. This drawing tells someone that's going to build this what exactly is going on. You got your gutter right here, and that's why we do sections. It also shows the relationship of what's going on inside the house from room to room. You can depict that, okay, this area right here, this is a public area, this is a more private area. And it's fairly quick read. Most of the pages are full of graphics anyway. But the true nature of the section is quite simple. When it's done properly, you'll be able to get a good glimpse, let me put this away, of what's going on the inside of the building in relationship not just to the rooms itself, but you can also get the relationship of the site, and you can see different elevations and slopes, and you can see that this structure is dipping into the earth right here. And so it's kind of grooved into this little pocket of earth. Right here as well, you can see this is step foundation. So they kind of cut into the side of this hill. And so you can see how a builder would need this information if they want to grade this particular part of the hill. They're gonna have to flatten this out, and these pillars are gonna go down into the earth X amount of feet. That's obviously gonna be at another plan. So this is why we do sections. We do sections so we can get a better understanding of not just what's going on in detail in terms of connections right here. This is a blow up of this joint right here, this joint between the roof truss and the wall. But you can see as well as sloped terrain and the building itself. So the nature of the section is fairly simple. You are going to need several drawings that are done, and this is why we went in the order that we went. Let me put this away. You're definitely going to need your floor plans done, because we need the information off of the room sizes, so you don't have to redraw anything using a scale. We could just project lines like we did with the elevations. We do need the elevations complete. And once you complete these elevations to scale, your sections are going to have to be the same scale as your elevations. And so these drawings need to be complete. The site, no. You would definitely need to know the roof. So these drawings need to be done in order for you to move into a section. To understand the slope of the roof, to understand the height of the building from finished floor to all the way to the apex of the roof, you need to know that. So you also need to know the dimensions of each room, windows as well, and the placement of windows. You will have to determine where you want to cut from to showcase specific areas. And typically you want to do enough sections to where they know how to build this wall, this wall, this wall, all these other walls as well. So, you know, a section that cuts through here is probably a good idea. A section that cuts through here is probably a good idea. So the nature of the choosing the placement of the text or the section is critical. You know, a section through here would be nice. It shows how this is open to below. And in fact, I think I like that. I want to do a section that shows this. And so it's going to show the nature of the two floors and how this open space below will kind of go together. And so I think I will do that. That's the plan so far. And so with that being said, we're going to do the same thing. And in fact, had I done, let's see, I did this side as an elevation, and this section right here, I did not do. I did not do an elevation on this side. So I'll have to utilize just the floor plans to do this, and that's okay. Same thing as last time. We will line these up and tape them down. And once they are taped down, much like the elevations, we are going to do projection lines. And in fact, I probably should have taped it here rather than here. So let me correct that. And the reason for that is, I hope it's quite obvious, that I can't pull this up to reference. Well, maybe that kind of worked out because I need that to fold back. Maybe it didn't kind of work out. Let's see. Let me double check. Okay. So now, I keep reusing the tape. Probably should cut off a few new pieces. So now that this is lined up, I want to make sure that this is lined up to this straight edge. So I'm going to move my straight edge over and going to verify that, yep, that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and tape this down. Tape this down. And so I am going to cut through here. And I want to denote that on the plan, these are copies, not originals, very lightly. And so I went a little bit over because now I have that same line to reference where exactly I'm cutting. Fold this over, take it down. That's not working. I'll figure something out. All right. So we need the usual suspects. There we go. And then we can start. What's great about this is I'm really going to show how this living room is in size, where when you're chilling in the living room below, you know, you really get that height and that sense of, wow, this is really open. And you can get that, you know, if the kids are playing in this area right here, you can get that sense of, okay, well, I can hear what's going on. And for those of you that parents know that that's kind of important, because when kids are quiet, that's usually when there's trouble. All right, okay. I'm trying not to fold, but if I had to fold that sheet, then I'll have to fold that sheet. All right, let me clear my workspace area. So number 5, 7, 9, and then this is the Old Faithful lead holder, lettering guide, erasing shield, my 30-60 and 45, as well as my scale. So same routine. We're going to try and determine the height. This is why this is so important, because we can get, in fact, we can get heights from here. And let me go ahead and take this down. There's certain information here that I can just transfer over here and projecting lines. And so I want to make sure that this is straight, and this is a photocopy, and I'll probably either need to cut this or fold it, because there's no way I can really bring this up and down without tearing this up. So I will have to fold it. I'll go ahead and do that. There we go. And I want to locate it in a place to where it's already centered. I just got to move this up. Make sure this is aligned and tape down. There we go. Yep, good to go. So now I'm just gonna go really light this off a little bit. Let's do this. And here we go. Again, super light, nothing. Nothing too committing. So I know this line goes up about that high. And again, I'm just using the measurements that I've already measured out, and I'm just transferring from one place to the next to make life easy on myself. Okay, this is the first floor, and I have first floor information from one side, but definitely not this side. So, but I do have some similarities. The top of the windowsill and the frame. And so if I know these sizes, I can easily transfer them from here to here. All right, so let's get this roof going. So this is the roof, and I am going from it just moved. Not good. It's all right, I can adjust. Probably should just fold. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Just fold it rather than maybe civil about it. All right. So this room is, and I want to get this right because this is where the entrance is over here on the first floor. And so that means that this section is cutting through here. So I need to get this done properly. And I do have the height, so I can utilize that. And I do know that 2 feet from the wall out is my overhang. And so I need to get that as well. I can solidify that later. The height, I can get the height of this, and I'm just going to really light, scribe some lines. So I got that, this, again, really light. I can take, again, we're doing this at the same scale as your elevation. So do not change your scale. If I go back and I see that you changed the scale, you'll have to do it over again. Let's see, 3/16. So 2 feet is here, and 2 feet is here. So I can take this information and use it. There we go. All right, right here is the midpoint. There is a midpoint, and I need to find that. And I find that by measuring the distance from here to here and chopping it in half. And I'm gonna use my scale. 36, so half of 36 is 18. And let's just putting a little dot right there and a little dot right here. And I know that from here to here is the roof. There we go. We're going to do this one a little bit different because this is a section. I'm cutting through this area and we are looking. Here is a typical section marker. And yeah, this could be section A, on page A 4.1 or whatever. And over here, something like that. This arrow indicates we're looking that way and not this way. So I should be able to see the stairs, this TV screen on this wall, this opening right here. I'm not going to show the door, but I'll be able to see this wall, these bar stools, this cabinetry, the kitchen, so on and so forth. Yeah, and the dining table I will not include in the section. I will include this wall. I know that there's a window here and then there's a window here. I don't need to know this information because I'm not cutting through that and we're not going to be able to see that. And so on the second floor as well, you'll be able to see this window and this window. We're cutting right through that. You'll be able to see that. You'll be able to see again where the stairs, well, this is a wall that goes all the way up, but where this opening is, and that, you know, leads into this area of the playroom, because this is a half wall. So you'll be able to see that in the section. You'll be able to see this bathroom looking that way. So you'll see the door, you'll see the sink, maybe a mirror. Bedroom, you'll be able to see the closet. That's about it. And then go from there. So that's a little planning ahead. I do that mentally. I map it out mentally because looking at things three-dimensionally off of two-dimensional drawings, it's some people have that skill and are naturally inclined to seeing it in their heads in full. Others don't. I was one of them. But I've developed that ability over time, and so I know what it's going to look like. And as you do this often, you'll be able to build things three-dimensionally and understand the sizes that you've called out for, and understand that, you know, this size living room works for this particular family size. You'll start to know that automatically, and you'll develop these skills in doing that. So the first floor walls, let's continue. Well, this really shifted over, so I gotta fix this. I gotta fix this. Let me get some fresh tape. I've been reusing the same tape over and over. So I think that's what the issue is. Actually, I know what that's the issue. So, fresh tape, so I don't have to keep messing with this over and over again, and go from there. Okay, so now that that is done, let's do this. I'm grabbing this wall right here, and I'm grabbing this wall right here. I also know that this is the finished floor line. I need to go up 8 feet. That's right here. And then I need to go up a foot from there because I'm just making it easy on myself, but you're gonna have to calculate the actual material eventually. But for this assignment, just make it 12. If you made it 8 inches, that's fine. Make it, but 12 inches is fine. And so now you kind of start to see the inside of the house. And we need to go again. I probably need a larger. There we go. Because I need to bring down this line right here all the way down to show that this is a wall from here to here. And that's good. This one as well. And that's good. So I do need the size, the height of these windows, because I'm going to show that here. And so you'll have to know that. And so on this one, trying to remember what I did. Well, I can tell you right now. And this is why it's good to have photocopies, so you can write notes on so this is 6 feet. And I want to say this is 6 by 5. So there's a lot of light going through into the kitchen, into the living room. And that's an enormous window. And I don't know why I did it that big, but okay. So this is 4.5. So let's just say this is a 5 by 5 foot window. Again, an enormous window, letting a lot of light into this area, in these public areas. And so I know that the top is going to be uniform. So what I can do is I can line this up and go from here. I put 5 inches, that should be 5 feet. There we go. And so this will be uniform. And I also made it easy on myself. I made that the height of the window is 5 feet. So I only have to do one measurement and it'll be uniform as well. Now I'm not saying that you should make your windows uniform so it's easier on yourself when you're hand drafting this. I did that for the sake of the video that you were reviewing. So we have a shorter video. So that there is a window. Typically in your windows, you're going to want to show that this is a window by, well, you can add the cut through the frame, much like how I did here. So you can add that at the top and the bottom. I'm going to measure out a couple inches, or I'm just going to eyeball it. You should not eyeball it, but I am, just to save time. Again, a couple inches, just to show that you've cut through material. And you want to showcase the window. Some people like to show it in the middle. I like to show it a little offset, closer to the outside, simply because that's typically kind of how your windows are. And there you go. So it's starting to look like a section. It's starting to look like we've cut through this wall. I got to show the furniture in front. So I know I did this a little heavy, but I could probably do that really light so you can still see through. Actually, I probably should just do it because I have to poche these walls. Actually, I didn't cut through this wall, so I don't have to poche that wall. So with the section, you will have to poche your walls. And I realized that wall wasn't that thick. So now I need to go to the second floor. And do the same thing. So I think this is the same as this, and this, we could make that the same as that, 5 by 5. So here we go. We know that's the same height. And just got to measure down. Actually, this is the same height, the same size window, because that is this window. So I could just take this information and project that bottom line through there. And I could also project the windowsill here as well. And that's what's good about getting your elevations done. It makes doing sections super, super easy. I'm gonna line this up as well so it's uniform. This one I already did, so I'll just make it this size and make it easy on myself, you know, just for the sake of this video going much quicker. And again, line this up so it's uniform. And there you go. Probably did a little too close, but oh well. Right, so the second floor, this wall goes all the way up. So I'll have to continue that wall. And let's see what else. Cutting through here. So this is a wall right here. Right here. Here. And here. So this is the bathroom, bedroom, and this is that little area right here that we've cut through. I have to know this height of this wall, this half wall. I don't want to make it 3 feet. I want to make it like 3.5 feet, 4 feet, yeah, 3.5 feet. Yeah, there's kids here. I don't want them falling over into the living room. So, 3.5 feet is fine. You know, if you don't know it, measure, measure something that's similar. Get to know it. The reason why I want you to do that is so it's ingrained in your head. I don't want to tell you right off the bat that, because it's not going to stick. That information will not stick. So this is a half wall, and I'll have to show that this part right here. So I'll go ahead and measure that. Some of you might be asking, are you going to see way back here? You can, or you can put an X using probably, I wouldn't say like a hidden line, but more like kind of like a property line, where you have the long dash, small dash, but kind of change it up. Instead of a dash, maybe use a dot. So long dash, dot, dot, long dash, dot, dot, long, and then you can put an X, and that just means that it's that part is open. There's no room right there, and so this wall, half wall right here, which I gotta fix, is more prevalent. And there we go. Perfect. All right, so we're getting pretty far in our section. So here I believe I did 8 inches. So I'm gonna do the same right here, and watch what I'm about to do. So I can show the rafters. Just make them 8 inches. There we go. I'm going to measure from here and then just go towards that middle. There we go. And it doesn't matter that I cross, because we're going to crochet that as well, because we've cut through that. So if you have steps, you want to create these steps. Let's see, do I have any steps that go to the outside? Let's find out. Not going, okay. So there's no steps that go to the outside on either side of these, so I'm not going to show them. But if you did, you would definitely have to show the steps and the foundation. So now I'm going to show the foundation. And the foundation size you can use. Now we don't know what the foundation is going to look like, but we can have some sort of assumptions. We're going to assume that this wall is going to have some sort of padding, and then this wall as well. It's going to be reinforced. But your structural engineer will let you know, or actually your foundation engineer will let you know where that is in a whole separate plan. The focus right here is not necessarily on the foundation, although we will call out, the structural engineer will call out the type of connection and how it needs to be tied down. This whole structure needs to be tied down to the foundation, and so there will be a detail-based somewhere else in your set of plans, but that's for construction documents. This is more for presentation boards, and presentation boards don't include details. And so I'm just giving you a heads up of what to expect later on in your studies, that, yeah, this is another aspect of sections, is pretty much calling out how to, frame this window, how to frame a door, or how to make this connection from the concrete slab to the wall, and from the wall to the rafters. So you don't have to know that right now. These are typically done through structural engineer, or you can do them yourselves as well once you get to know them. But if you want to get your projects out done quick, and you want to ensure that everything's called out right and inspected correctly, definitely get an engineer involved. All right, so this is the thickness, so I use that as a foot. Let's go down 18 inches. Wrong way. Let's go over. Six inches. And what I'm doing is I'm essentially drawing a footing. Actually, probably should have went thinner on that. So since it's such a small drawing, let's go a little lower than 18 inches. Let's go 24. 24 inches. Let's go over. One foot. And again, this is not to say that this is the proper footing for this. This is an indication that we probably should put a footing here. Let's go up 6 inches. No, let's make it 8. There we go. Now I can use this, probably 2. There we go. And I'll do the same over here. So show some footings, and that way the client gets to see that their building is safe. Oop, did I do that way too low? Yeah, I did. So that should have ended right here. I was wondering why that. So let's fix that. We'll clean that up later. Going up 6 inches, and let's see. I don't like that. Let's see what 45 looks like. 45 looks great. Okay. So I went down 2 feet over 8 inches, up 6, and then I just used the 45 to connect. That's it. Do the same thing over here. This is all going to get pocheted anyway. I know it looks ugly, but it's all right. I'll need another footing right here if I really want to, but I think I'm good with that. This is fine for this assignment. Again, you're going to confer with a structural engineer on this. So right now, I'm going over to my 9, and I am going to crochet. Keep track of where you're crocheting, because you're committing to a pretty dark line, and if you cross over into something that you didn't mean to, you're gonna have some issues. So if you have to pull back and see, okay, did I cross into anything? Okay, no, good, I'm good. There's no shame in that game. Do that, save yourself some trouble. Because some line work can get confusing. You're like, oh, I did not mean to do that, but that just happened, and you got to fix it, and that takes time to fix. And you probably should have something like this to help with smudging. I'm not saying to smudge, I'm saying to avoid smudging. Okay. There you go. One wall down. And again, if you're gonna do vertical, go vertical. The whole way. So this wall I do not need to crochet because I'm not cutting through that. That is lift this up. That's this wall. So again, keep track because this can get confusing. I did cut through this wall on the second floor right here. So I need to get that done. And you might be asking, well, what about the floor and the ceiling? I'm gonna crochet that as well. I just like to stop on the verticals where I should be stopping in order to practice stopping. Because stopping is not easy. It's something that takes practice. There we go. And I figure if I'm gonna do this, I might as well practice stopping when I have every opportunity. And so that way, it's a skill that I develop as I'm getting this assignment done. And you can see that right there, didn't quite stop in time. It's all right, you're practicing. And notice how I'm pulling back my triangle and I'm double checking where I need to place my pencil down. You should do that as well. Okay. These ones are a little difficult because they are at a slant and there's really no kind of guidance, you know, from the straight edge of this. Do your best. I'm switching over to this. There we go. Do your best. I would double check before you commit to creating a line here and here. So I'm going to slide it over a little bit. There we go. Okay, that's pochade. Flip it over. I could probably put this down, prevent smearing, and do the same. And I got kind of bold with that one. Probably should have double checked, but again, a lot of things that I'm doing is for the sake of the time of this video. And there we go. And if you have little gaps, you can go back over and fill them up. So that's done. This is going to show that attic space. And I'm just going to go right over here and fill this up. I probably shouldn't have went all the way down, but oh well, I did. Just going to go over it. To me, this is crocheting walls has always been relaxing. I know at first it was a little nerve-wracking because I didn't know what quite to expect or how to, execute it properly. But these are skills that you develop over time. It becomes, well, pretty much second nature if you are drafting by hand on a regular. Ooh. Almost tore my paper. And if you notice and you think, well, maybe that line isn't really that straight because I'm going straight line after straight line and there's still like a little gap. The reality is sometimes the tilting of your pencil starts off great and then it ends up even straighter, or there's some sort of angle that your hand is compensating for as you go down the line. So if you experience that, try and hold it as straight as possible. This is typically the skill that you're developing. And you're not changing the angle. As you go down. One little tip to overcome that is if you've ever mowed a lawn before, you kind of go over, like just say this is a lawn, you kind of overlap a little bit. That way you compensate for any irregularities, especially when you're drawing straight line after straight line. And then there you have it. And so now I need to do the door up here, and I did forget a wall. Right here. Switch back over. Let's see. So, this is a closet, and the closet, definitely measure your closet and see how high it really truly goes. But I'm just going, for our sake, I'm just going to make it easy on myself and make it this high. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of overcommitted on that. Since this is essentially where the accordion wall is, and accordion doors. That becomes closet. Let me get my, again, I overcommitted. So let me get my erasing shield and clean some stuff up. Wow, that is super, super tiny. All right, and there you have it. There's my closet. This is the bedroom. So like if I want to show a bed, in front, I can. But you're better off doing that in an interior elevation. And so that's what I would recommend. Over here, there's a sink, and I would definitely put the sink in. This area right here is open, so I want to indicate that this is open. Dot dot, long line, dot dot, long line, dot. Same thing this way. And just to indicate that this is open and there's no need for added detail in the background. There we go. So that's what that is. That's this area. Oop, yeah, back here. I'm not going to show that. That'll get into the balcony and stuff like that. What that leads to is it tends to lead to confusion as to what's really going on in this area. And so I just want the wall to kind of be the focus. Over here, this is open, so I can, again, create this as well, saying that this is open. Or, you know what, I could probably put a chandelier there. You know what, I think I'm gonna do that. Just put a chandelier right there. And let's see. There we go. Not the greatest chandelier ever, but you get the idea. That this is a chandelier. And there you have it. There you go, chandelier. And then if you want to just put like, maybe this is wrought iron and this has some sort of medieval, I don't know, decorative look to it. So that's that. That pretty much takes care, well, except for this, I need the door. So the door for the bedroom, or not, the bathroom, I'm sorry, is high. So I go really light, and then just kind of go hard on the opening. And make sure that the doorknob is in the correct position. What happened to, here we go. Perfect. Typically, I like to use the tools that I already have. Your sink. Create that. Yeah, there's a little area right here where your feet can slide under. Typically all cabinetry has that, even in your kitchen. And then I'm just going to do this really quick. You don't have to show hinges or anything like that. That's just a little overboard. People get the idea of what that is. You could put your little faucet right here. If there's some sort of mirror that you want to put right there, you can do that as well. So your faucet, probably, again, use the tools that you have. Well, I kind of goofed. I went too fast. All right, so anyway, you get the idea. Got a little too trigger happy. Who knows? Maybe it's one of those funky ones. There we go. There you go. There's a faucet. Hot and cold. Again, do your best. Just it doesn't have to be perfection. It just has to look like you know, this is where they're gonna store their, I don't know, cleaning supplies for the bathroom. Kitchen. I'll have to do the kitchen. Again, this is open space. I'll probably do something like that to show the open space on the first floor. I'm not going to get into detail on the front door or anything like that, or anything else, but I do have to put in stairs, so I'll have to measure them. Again, you've already calculated your stairs, so this should not be a problem. So I'm going to do mine every 6 inches. And I have 3 going up. And I have a railing. I should probably measure the railing. I should probably measure that as well, but kind of wanted to show that these stairs were continuous. And so this little area right here gets deleted, because that is part of the wall. There we go. So, oh, I forgot that this is open to below. Yeah, totally goofed. Oops. I way overcommitted. So this stops right there. I have a lot of erasing to do. That's okay. Yeah, here we go. And looks like, yeah. Yeah, this wall is gonna go here to there. So I probably should just, here we go. So anyway, that happens, and that's okay. So everything can be fixed. All right. Okay. There we go. And so this, I'll probably put some white out on and photocopy it. But that's pretty much it. I'll just need to do the cabinetry for the kitchen. And so I can create that. Again, using the dimensions that I already have. Oops, kind of went a little too high, but again, for the sake of the video and speed, I'm just going a little too fast, and you can see that sometimes going too fast doesn't quite work out. So there we go, counter space. There's some more counter space over here. And I'm just taking this angle right here, dropping this line right here. Can draw some stools. There's another cabinet over here. Probably line that up, make it the same size. And voila. If I want to do a faucet for the sink, let's line this up where it should be. They should probably go right about here. And so I can create a faucet. Again, try and use what you already have and you're good to go. I think I hung a TV from here. You know, I could create that as well. There we go. And there you have it. This is a sectional drawing. Clean everything up, all your lines. You're good to go. Don't forget to label. And you don't need a north arrow, but you will need a label, and you will also need your scale. So that's what this is for. There you go. That's it.